Raj, am I audible? First of all, what I expect from you is Simranji and Raj,
Yes, sir.
open your notebooks.
Yeah, 1 second.
Then for you also. Open your notebooks. Whatever I taught you since Friday, Saturday, I want you to write it down. What all do you remember? Then we will have first of all discussion of that so that it is revised. Then I will start with this passage. Note it
Okay,
down,
sir.
whatever I taught.
Okay, sir.
Your mind has everything, just bring it out on paper. It has full ability. Imagine what all was taught in and in what flow. The purpose is to revise all the things so that you can capture all the things and all the clues in exam as well. Raj done. Meenal done. Meenal turn on your video. Chalo. Let's start one by one. First of all, first point, Simranji. IKLL. First thing that we discussed is IKLL. Then after that, keywords marking. Keywords marking. After that, elimination method. Elimination method. Remember as many keywords as possible. Mind mapping with keywords. Read only relevant information, skip other. In which context? In while skimming. Relevant information grasping. Strategies of time saving. Time management tricks. Then look for synonyms. Synonyms and sense of sentence rather than just word. Next. Okay. While reading, make sure trying to hunt the question as many questions as possible. Attempt as much as possible. Questions in less time. While reading third passage. I like it. Thank you. ये मैं पूछना सीखा कि ये thank you मैंने अच्छे समय बोलो बोलो बोलो. Read the while reading third passage. Break the long sentence. Break down the sentence because your mind is tired in the last passage. Yes. Next. If the information is given, it's true. If the information that is given is contrary, false. Basic formula is if information is missing any variable. Let's take an example. There are 4 variables. If any one is missing, it is not given. Not given. Any one is opposite, it is false or no. All the variables are matching, it is completely true. Most of the times, true will not be a problem, false and not given will be a problem. Clear? Or done? False is anything else? Raj and Meenal, anything which Simranji missed?
Sir, prefer doing multitasking using keyword.
Yes. Mind mapping for keywords. What else? Which is the most important factor in complete IELTS? One thing. Which will rule not only IELTS, your whole life. When it comes to language, any language. Cursive writing. State of mind. Yes. irrespective of anything, whatever you are doing in your life, state of mind is the leader. You are frustrated, no one can make you happy. Temporarily, they can give you gift. After some time, see, you must have observed, you need a car, you get that car for 1 week, 15 days, 20 days, you are happy. On 21st day, you will be back to your attitude. If you are a person who usually feel happy, you will be happy. If a person who is always finding faults, you will be finding faults. Similarly, a person hit by anything, maybe met with an accident. If he's a person who is having positive attitude towards life, he will find positive things. Guys, the purpose of telling you this point is, whenever you receive the reading exam, there are two kind of attitude which plays role in that whole center, maybe 100 students, 200 students. 50-70% will be shivering. 30% will be saying, whatever happened, happened. This is again the new attempt. Let me take it positively. And another person will be, यार मेरे से नहीं होता, मैं हर बार फेल हो जाता हूं. जिसने ये बोल दिया मैं हर बार रह जाता हूं, उसने 20% एनर्जी अपनी ड्रेन कर दी हुई है. Let me ask you one thing. We are crossing a road and telling yourself 100 times, यार आज ना मेरा एक्सीडेंट होगा या नहीं होगा?
More possibilities of happening.
A lot of maximum probabilities हो जाएगा. Let me give you an example. This is a road. A person who is not confident, तो यहाँ पे आगे कभी आगे जा रहा है, कभी पीछे जा रहा है, इसको चाह के भी कोई नहीं बचाएगा, क्योंकि वो ड्राइवर भी कंफ्यूज है. भाई इधर जाना है, इधर जाना तूने. एक बंदा जो कॉन्फिडेंटली जा रहा है, ड्राइवर को पता है यार मैं इधर से निकालता हूँ. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस इन दैट? ओनली कॉन्फिडेंस. गाइस, ये तो बेस है ही इस एग्जाम का. ये बेस है ही इस एग्जाम का. लेट मी गिव यू एन एग्जांपल. क्लास में ही बच्चे देखे, सेम क्यू कार्ड आया, जो बच्चा कभी स्कोर नहीं कर सकता था वो कर गया सेम क्यू कार्ड पे, एंड वी वर 100% श्योर ये नहीं करने वाला. दूसरा बच्चा नहीं कर पाया जिसको वो कैप ज्यादा थी, कॉम्प्लेक्स सेंटेंसेस ज्यादा आते थे, कुछ भी, क्योंकि दैट स्टूडेंट हु वाजंट कॉन्फिडेंट वाज फंबलिंग. जो दूसरा था वो कैप नहीं बोली, इधर उधर के सेंटेंस इधर उधर करके चल. व्हाट हैपेंड? Whenever you are listening anything, the best thing that your psychological mind accept is your confidence. आपने कभी नोटिस किया जब आपने पहली बार घर पे झूठ बोला था तो क्या हाल था? आज आपको फ्रेंड कॉल कर देना, यार ये झूठ बोलना है. ले भाई, ये 10 सेंटेंसेस हैं, 10 बोलियां तो रेडी हैं, 2 मिनट देगा तो 15 रेडी है. What happened? You achieved that skill. तो वही स्किल पे यहाँ पे यूटिलाइज करना है. Now recap of everything again. What is the full form of IKLM?
Instruction, keyword, location, logic.
Instructions. Raj and
Keyword.
Neeta, किसने दी?
नहीं sir.
Instruction key.
ये ना, फिर बोलो.
Instruction, keyword, location and logic.
First location, then logic. Clear, guys? Guys, please take
Yes.
my in a positive and light note.
Yeah, no.
See, my purpose is whatever the case में भी हंसा के रुला के बैंड दिलवाना. Simple as that. Right? Second, keyword marking. What are keywords? Okay. First of all, let's introspect into IKLM. Why do you always mark instructions in circle? There is a reason.
It limits your answer.
Instruction is a part which can actually lead to 40 out of 40 questions answers wrong. On what basis? What is the reason of that thing? कि 40 के 40 गलत हो सकते हैं.
Suppose fill in the blanks example.
But 40 थोड़ा हो जाएंगे गलत. 40 कहाँ से हो सकते हैं?
Cursive writing.
कर्सिव राइटिंग के कारण guys 40 के 40 क्वेश्चन गलत हो सकते हैं. नो डाउट वहां पे हेडिंग्स बच जाएंगे, एमसीक्यूज बच जाएंगे. बट अगर मैं लिख ही वैसे रहा हूं, जैसे लेट मी गिव एन एग्जांपल, मैंने सिमरन जी को शायद बताई थी. अब शॉक्ड वन डे, आजकल के बच्चे हैं भी बहुत हाइपर एक्टिव. अब शॉक्ड एक बच्चे को जब भी मैं लॉजिक पूछूं उसके हमेशा एमसीक्यूज गलत हो, एंड जब भी उसको आंसर दे के मैं बाद में पूछूं तो उसका ठीक हो. यू नो व्हाट दैट स्टूडेंट वाज डूइंग? सारे एमसीक्यूज के सी लिख दिए. मैंने बोला ए, लो सर ए, खुद ही ठीक कर लेना. B, लो सर B. C ये तो है ही, लो सर D. मैं कह यार ये कौन सी माइंड देखो कितना शार्प है बच्चे का. माइंड इज वेरी शार्प बट वो गलत जगह लग रहा है. So what I'm trying to convey is ये यहाँ तो चल जाएगी वहां नहीं चल जाएगी. And we all are mature enough, so let's proceed further. Now, instructions कहाँ पे होती है? Where do you find the instructions? Above the question set which specifies that in 6, 7, 10 questions, this is what we need to follow. Right? Now, instructional mistakes in case of headings. वहां पे आता है ये, हम लिखाते हैं ये. This is wrong. If it is this, it has to be this. If it is this, it has to be this. If it is this, it has to be this. If it is this, it has to be this. These are 4 formats.
Yes.
A machine is checking your answer. You are not going to beg for bands. ऐसे नहीं इतनी मेहनत कर रहे. We are going to fetch the desired bands. We deserve it. Simple as that. We are not going to beg it. Clear? अपनी तरफ से कोई मिस्टेक होने नहीं देनी.
Yes.
Same goes in listening. Plural singular का बहुत फर्क पड़ता है. Now, in between thing, vowels क्या होते हैं? A, E, I, O, U. इनके साथ क्या लगता है? An. इनके front पे an लगता है. A, an. So whenever we get any fill-ups, an is there. It is crystal clear in my mind that A, E, I, O, U should be the starting of the next word. Clear? Now, where do you find keywords?
In the question.
In the questions.
Question.
In the questions, what are the keywords? Keywords specifies this is the demand of the question, and because of this, whole sense will change. Like most, many, few, only, not. These words change the whole sense. These are the basic words. Now coming to the next thing, regarding context. A lot many times it will be saying revolution in the past, and in the another heading it will be saying future revolutions. So future and past made the whole opposite sense. So we need to keep one thing in mind, that what is the difference. Like other day we were discussing rich country, poor country, those headings. So it was clearly mentioned rich country, poor country, past, future, years, all these things. Clues are always there, just we need to pick it appropriately. Clear, guys? Any confusion as of now?
No.
Let's proceed further. Then L, where do you find location?
In the passage.
In the passage. Now, the mistake which we usually commit when it comes to location is we just pick the word, we correlate the word, and we feel like that we found the answer. They trick our mind with the synonyms or the sense of the sentence. Like they will use connectors, but however, anyhow, rather than neither nor, rather all these synonyms will help you to find conjunctions will help you to make the sense of the sentence. Other than this, a lot many times you will come across a word of which you don't know the meaning. Break it down. If in case after breaking it down you are unable to understand it, what you need to do is read one sentence above it and one sentence below it. You will get a sense of it. Clear, guys? The student who will be scoring 40 out of 40 doesn't know everything about Oxford Dictionary or Cambridge Dictionary or Dictionary of the World, but he know how to fetch the sense. Am I right?
Yeah.
Shall we proceed further? Now, last and logic. It is purely in your mind. You have instructions, you have keyword, you have location. Now it is your judgment that I have all the parameters. Now, what is my final judgment on this? Clear? Any confusion in this? Shall we proceed further? Now, keyword marking. Keyword marking states that what should I focus upon? Let's take an example. I say, I need a black formal shirt. So there are 3 things: black, formal, and shirt. So if I mark these 3 things, I will reach up to 10 or 20 or 50 items out of 1 lakh items. Clear? So what happens with keyword? We eliminate unnecessary thing. We just focus on what is required. What is the demand of the question? Clear? Any confusion as of now?
No.
Then elimination method. Elimination method, I will always tell you that if in case you have less time, never go for elimination method. The reason behind that is elimination method says I have 4 options in an MCQ. First eliminate 1, then eliminate 2, then eliminate 4. Answer is 3. It took 3 times the time. Meanwhile, I would have answered 2 more questions. There are certain questions which can't be finalized. Answers can't be finalized without elimination method. And one more thing, skip it and move on. Skip and move. What happens at times we come across a question. Let's take an example. 10th answer. Sorry. What we are doing? It took 3 minutes. We are not finding unable to find answer, but still we are rereading it again and again. Leave time for a moment. Time is we are wasting time, but we are wasting our energies. We are getting negative. We are getting frustrated. What you need to do is skip it, move on. Once you're done with another all questions, then come to this question. Circle it, skip it, and move on. So what happens in the second attempt? Our mind will be fresh. We'll start afresh. And what happens when we give ourselves break? Our mind is fresh. Things get easy. We must have seen a lot many times. If a student is sitting beside us and studying, his mind is tired, he's unable to find the answer. If we give him 15 minutes break, after 15 minutes, he may solve in 1 minute only. What happened in that? His mind got an appropriate break. So keep this thing in mind. Clear? Now, mind mapping and keyword. How do we actually capture and remember a lot of information? What happens in mind mapping? A student will the student who is scoring 40 out of 40 will never reread the same statement. What is the reason behind that? What he is doing, he is making a story out of it. What is the difference between interesting topic and non-interesting topic? In interesting, what we do? We create a story. And we remember it. Let me give you an example right away. We did it on Saturday, na Rosie? We still remember Rosie. Do we have any relation with Rosie?
No.
Why are we remembering him? It is human tendency to remember things. Okay, let me give you a very basic example. So guys, take it in a positive manner. Since morning, if you would have seen a beautiful girl, we'll still remember her. Do we have anything to do with her? Same goes with girls. If they see a beautiful boy and they like him, obviously they will remember him. We don't need to have know anything about it. In case of boys, you have seen a car, you still remember the color. In fact, at times number also. Why? It is our mind's tendency to remember things. It is by default the innate nature of human being. So why don't we utilize it here with the help of mind mapping? Clear, guys? Now, relevant information grasping. I'm going through a paragraph. I know there is no question associated to this paragraph. Why should I keep this in mind? Why should I reread that statement again and again? Now, my question is related to maybe 1980 year. Example. If there is something related to 1980, if I have to reread it, I will utilize that time here rather than in those lines where there is no sense. So what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to make my mind understand that don't waste your energy buffer and this grasping buffer on baseless information. We go to a car showroom. Do we focus on what kind of dispenser, water dispenser do they have? Thanks to you, let's see, at times I have to immediately come up with answers. In the car showroom, my focus is on cars. They grasp more and more. So the purpose is, it is all about our focus area. Am I right or no? So here my focus area is finding the relevant information. Which is related to me, I will focus on that. Which is not related to me, in fact, my question, I won't focus. Clear, guys?
Yes.
Now, time management tricks. Club the questions and keywords. Like we did in Rosie, that reading. What we did? We won't waste our energy until and for 6 questions until and unless there is name Rosie. Let's take an example. There is a question related to a pact between two countries. They are discussing what problems in one country. They are discussing what problems in other country. And related to pact, I have 5 questions. Until and unless they did not say that this pact was signed, will I get my answers for those 4-5 questions? If my questions are related to pact, that they can only be specified once that name is specified. Let me give you an example once again. I have 4 students right now, online, offline, right? I create a report of 4 students. First, Gagan. Second, Simratji. Third, Raj. Fourth, Meenal. If Popal ma'am has to reach to conclusion for Meenal, will she search in under the name of Gagan?
No.
Why should she waste her energy in that? She will immediately jump to where Meenal name is. After that, there is a possibility I will be using she. Her performance. Guys, are you understanding? Until and unless that name is not specified, you won't get the answers. Clear? Then, one more thing related to this. Many times answers are scattered. A big time possibility is you will find 15th question above first question answer. 15th answer above first answer. So if I am aware of 15th question, there is a big time possibility that my mind will click that there is one question related to this. If it doesn't click, it is okay. But by chance it clicks, I saved my 1.5 minutes. 1.5 minutes is a good enough time, guys.
Yes.
Good enough time. And I proved it to you in that reading 2 times already. Clear? Now, time management tricks. First was club the questions, mark the keywords, keep in mind whatever possibility you have. I am not expecting that you will remember 13 keywords. At least try to capture 4-5 keywords. Once you club things, things get easy. The way we did that day. Second and motor, still we remember. Then another was Lake Geneva. Then another was third passage, Wandelberg. Am I right or no? There were 3 other names, Chris, Eric, and third name was Wandelberg, and fourth was Rosie. And my 5 questions were related to Rosie. Still we remember each and every keyword. This is the power of mind. This is the power of mind, guys. Clear? Shall we continue? After this, now comes synonyms. Many times synonyms will help. Here they are saying what writer is specifying. This, see, I will be taking from base to next level, right? The next level problem is basically synonyms. They are using here because and there it is reason for this. So this is a synonym. In next level is there is a paragraph written by someone about someone. I is the writer. He or she is the other person. And he or she in the first paragraph is the person whose name is specified in that paragraph, not at all any other person. Until and unless I told anything about Raj, can I say he and he is Raj? No. So first name will come, after that I can utilize he or she. Clear? After that synonym, sense of sentence. What we usually do, let's take an example. There is a word by the name of, there is a word like emotional activity. What it will do, rather than writing emotional activity, it will say, what can be the possibility? Psychological aspect. Let's take an example. What we are wasting our time upon is where is emotional activity. But what it did, it used the synonym, but sense of sentence is similar. we need to understand the crux of that sentence. Clear, guys? Then comes attempt more question in less time. At the end, no doubt my mind is the leader. But what I'm running after? Scores. Where will I get scores from? Answers. Whom do I give answers to? The question. So at the end, I will get better scores by giving more answers, more accurate answers, not more answers, more accurate answers. Clear? Then comes break down the sentence. What happens once our mind is tired? Usually in third paragraph, what we do? We start misunderstanding the thing. We start rereading the things again and again. At that point of time, the best strategy is break the sentence into three parts maybe. Start the sentence, go up to comma, go up to colon. Because after colon, sense may change. That is the reason they are using that sign. Clear? Now, then it is true, false, not given. That is for headings, MCQs, which I already taught. These are the basics.
Yes.
Any confusion in this? Anyone?
No.
Haji Gagan. Any confusion? Simraji?
Yeah.
Raj? Meenal?
No, sir.
Now, check your WhatsApp. Did you receive a PDF? I am not at all going to hold your finger, and you have two different set of questions. 2 to 4 to 6 to 8, 8 and 7, 15 questions. Since passage length is good enough, and you can't correlate because passages are different. What I will do is 15 into 2. I will give you 30 minutes. You need to attempt these 15 questions. You have 30 minutes. 30.
Yes.
I'm not erasing these things so that you can keep these things in mind. Clear? Please start. 12 minutes left. Meenal and Raj, stop. Turn on your videos.
Yes, sir.
How many questions attempted, Raj?
All of them, sir.
All of them. Meenal? All of them. Haji? Now, out of these 3, 3, 6 to 8 and 4, 12, 3, 15
15.
questions, Raj, how much do you expect? How many should be right? How many answers should be right? I want
13.
the expectation versus reality.
13, 1, 3.
13. So 2 in case
Yeah.
of Raj. Meenal?
Yeah.
Sir, in today's reading, I'm a bit confident that I can score 50.
15. Okay. Simranji?
I can't say anything.
Minimum slab 10.
Okay. Simranji, minimum slab.
Can say around 10 karo.
Chalo. Do you want, okay, you are expecting कि पहला आप सारे answer बोल दो. Okay. Section A, answer.
6.
Bata.
6.
Raj.
Section 6.
Answer is 6.
Hmm.
Section B, answer.
2.
Meenal. Meenal, your voice is not audible there.
Oh, sir. Now is it audible?
Haji. Gagan.
Wrong.
अरे की बताओ गलत नहीं
हाँ?
अरे मैं तो कह नहीं सेकंड तो 2 है
नहीं क्योंकि जो मैं 6th मार्क की था.
अच्छा. Second is 2. Third
8.
8.
8th.
I'm not gonna say anything.
की है this is
8.
8 is the right answer. Section D.
4.
Meenal.
I'll go with the majority.
4. Answer is 4. E.
9.
हाँ जी,
10.
हाँ जी,
First.
वेरी गुड। बुकैम्बो खुश हुआ। मीनल,
Answer.
हाँ जी,
7. 7.
आंसर इज 7। F,
Answer is 7.
F,
10.
10th.
10.
answer is 10. Section G,
5th.
5.
5, sir.
5 is the right answer. Section H,
1.
answer is 1. Now true false. 1,
False.
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 मतलब
False.
सारी false।
The first one.
चलो ठीक है, false।
ठीक है
Answer is false. 2,
Mhm.
2.
False.
Not given.
2.
Minal, what?
Not given.
Answer is not given.
Yes.
कहता नहीं ना उन्होंने मनना नहीं ना। कोई नहीं, we will have discussion about this. Third,
Not given.
Minal,
False.
false. Answer is false. Good. Fourth, हाँ जी, सिमरन जी। Minal and Raj,
True.
4th, true, sir.
true, right. Fifth,
Not given.
Not given.
Not given.
Not given.
Not given.
Minal,
Not given.
exactly, not given. Six,
False.
True.
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 answer is true.
So हमने पेस्टिसाइड्स आ गया
कर लेने अपन डिस्कशन करना गिरी।
क्या
ओ यस ट्रू होना तो एक पेस्टिसाइड मैं पेस्ट पढ़ लें ट्रू है
Silly mistake.
चलिए
Seventh,
True, sir.
True.
answer is true. Count.
13. As I
Arey
said.
wow, very precise. And Raj, do you remember the day you told me, sir, headings are always wrong? Do you remember it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good. Good, you are improving. Anji, why? Your reading was actually going very well. What happened?
So headings are two for
Headings कितने गलत थे?
one, 3 headings
हाँ,
and 2 this time.
okay. Simran जी,
So दो हेडिंग्स A 1 2 and 3
एक silly mistake है 4. Minal, 15 out of 15. Very good. Chal. Let's have discussion. See guys, now, do you remember the day Raj you called me? Yes, sir, reading
Yes, sir.
is hell for me. You know what he was saying? Sir, reading is hell. I don't know how to do this. Ye, wo. Point is, clues are in front of you. You just need to pick them appropriately. And day before yesterday, Minal, what was you up to? Sir, reading bura hala, sir. Kar do, jaldi kar do. Do you remember? Right? So, stay positive. Chalo, let's have discussion. Section A. We will have in-depth discussion about each and every minutest thing. And I need a promise from each one of you. We will not move to next question until and unless we are 100% sure about it. Clear? We will read each and every passage, each and every line altogether. Clear? First of all, we will start marking the keywords of list of headings. Come to a keyword of list of headings. First, let me use my tool. I hope this is crystal clear. Guys, can we do one thing? Let me send all of you one link so that you can go through these things on your final day of exam. Because this is actually the crux.
Yes.
Kindly excuse my handwriting
करिए कौन सा
because I know I am the best artist when it comes to handwriting. Chal. what I expect from you is I will be writing each and every sentence here, and then we will mark the keyword, and then we'll finalize things. ठीक है जी?
Perfectly.
Why? It may take some time, but it will help you.
बिल्कुल सर.
Why Paxton
Proposed structure.
proposed structure couldn't be built? Proposed structure couldn't be built. Right? Now, for this sentence only, what are the keywords according to you? What is the demand of the question? What is this statement demanding?
Proposed structure not built, couldn't be built.
Couldn't do.
And regarding that, what?
Regarding proposed जो उसने structure बनाया है.
Why? There should be reasons. Yes. First thing is why. Why something couldn't build? What is that proposed structure, guys? There is a possibility. There is a possibility. Something he proposed. Later on, he changed it, and it was finalized. We need to keep proposed in mind. Why Paxton's proposed structure couldn't be built? Reason behind not implementing it, executing it. Clear? Shall we proceed to the next one? Guys, I
Yes.
hope you will understand like this.
Perfect.
गगन उठना पैना है.
नहीं मैं नहीं वैसे वो
नहीं,
सोच रहा सी
नहीं मैं जीन में नहीं देना.
मैं जीन भी आ रही है टू बी ऑनेस्ट जीन नहीं आ रहा
और टीचर कह रहा है जेड़ा जीन दे.
हां नहीं होता.
Second one, a major transformation of the landscape. A major transformation of landscape. Now, what is the keyword in this?
Major transformation.
Simple as that.
Major transformation landscape.
Major landscape variation or change. Simple as that. Clear?
Yes.
Third one,
Good.
Paxton travels abroad.
ये तो कितने होना ही नहीं सर.
Paxton
हां है.
Don't worry about it sir.
travels abroad. It is all about his travel. Clear? Then, fourth one is inspiration from nature. From nature. So, who is the instigator?
Inspiration nature.
Who is the instigator in this?
Nature.
Yes. So we got the motivation from nature. Next, support from his employer, not employee. Keep this thing in mind.
Yep.
Support from employer. I need to focus upon is because we usually tend to skip employer. So I will mark this and this.
Yep.
Clear?
Yep.
Guys, are you understanding how I mark the keywords? Next, inaccurate information helps in getting a job. Inaccurate info helps in getting job. So my mind map should be like got job by the help of inaccurate information. Guys, are you understanding how my mind map should work?
Yes.
Clear? Next, making the most of an unplanned opportunity. Making the most of unplanned Where is it? Unplanned here, na?
Unplanned नहीं.
Of an, see, you is working here. Unplanned opportunity. So, my mind map should be reversing it. An unplanned opportunity, we need to take the advantage of it to the best. Clear? Next, accommodation. Accommodating plants with different requirements. Accommodating which kind of plants?
Different requirements.
Which have
Different requirements.
different requirements. Let's take an example. They are discussing about different climatic conditions, different manure required to nurture the plant. Clear? So the keyword is accommodating plants that has different requirements. Different is the keyword here. Building that inspired other architects. Building that inspired other architects. Now, what are the keywords? You tell me.
Inspired buildings, other architects.
Other architects are inspired by a kind of building or a building specific building. Clear? 10 states why Paxton design was most suitable. Why Paxton design was most suitable. Design most suitable. Clear? Now, if I focus on one thing which is clearly visible that there are a lot of options related to Paxton. Am I right or no?
Yes.
Let me use another marker for this. Here I can see Paxton. Then Paxton. And last line. My 3 questions are directly related to Paxton. And those keywords are rejection of Paxton's structure. 2 very relevant in an indirect manner. Paxton design was more suitable. Even though it was not built according to that, but there is something related to the suitability of that. So Paxton's structure is related to 2 headings. Am I right or no? Third one is Paxton travels abroad. About his travel. These are the 3 words related to Paxton. Now, this is what I'm doing. I'm clubbing the information. Now, second one is landscapes transformation, which is major. Let's take an example. They say that out of this whole landscape, 90% things have changed. That is major. 60% things have changed. It is major. Minor is less than 50%. Are you understanding?
Yeah.
Then inspiration from nature. Something related to nature will happen, only then we'll think about this. Clear? Then support from employer. It is simple. Next comes inaccurate info helps in getting job. Got the job because of misinformation. Wrong information. Clear? Then accommodating plants with different requirement. Plants which holds different requirement are accommodated together. Clear? Because it is mentioned plants. Clear? And different requirement. Building that inspired other architects. Now, 3 headings are related to structure only. Building design, structure, and one more, that is landscape. Clear, guys, how I'm clubbing the information? Now we'll start from passage 1. I mean passage A. So my heading says Joseph Paxton, gardener and architect. Now my two things are clear. The reason why I'm getting these questions, plants, and this is it is related to Paxton and design are related to Paxton because he is gardener as well as architect. Clear? Now, A. Joseph Paxton was born in 1803 and grew up on a farm 70 kilometers north of London. So it is all about his upbringing and location. Although his date of birth is sometimes mistakenly given as 1801, I don't need to do anything with his date of birth. After a series of gardening jobs, when in his teens at the age of 20, he claimed to be 2 years older than he really was. Now he changed something, it can be related to misinformation. Try to understand this thing. He misinformed. See, what I'm trying to teach you is how to pick the clues. My mind should be, he's giving misinformation. 2 years of his date of birth are getting changed. But I won't rely on this. I will follow each and every instruction. Then, he claimed to be 2 years older than he really was to obtain a post as gardener with the Horticultural Society. Got a job? In order to, he was trying to get a job. Okay. At Chiswick Gardens, a few miles from London, the gardens were leased from a wealthy aristocrat. Okay, that some wealthy aristocrat leased it out. The Duke of Devonshire. Who that aristocrat was? Duke. I don't need any information about this. Until and unless there is something related to employer. Because one heading is related to employer. Are you understanding?
Yes.
Now let's continue. Who had a house nearby? The Duke saw and was impressed by Paxton's horticulture achievements. There is no information about impressing. I don't need any information. And in 1826, offered him the possession of head gardener at his large county house, Chatsworth, in the English Midland. Now, what are probable options are there? You tell me.
One is only suitable, that is he has given inaccurate.
Inaccurate information because 2 years were changed.
Yeah.
Other than this, there was something related to employer. Support from employer. There is no direct information about support. That he wasn't eligible, still he supported him. If it would have been the case, then he should have negated something here and this years in misinformation. So there is only one answer, that is 6. Now what I will do immediately, once I am 100% sure, what I will do, I will remove this like this, so that after this I have only 9 options. Because right now I'm 100% sure. At times we are confused. Then what we need to do, we need to mark here 2 options. Let's see an example. A, example. I feel like 4th and 6th. And in the C paragraph, I am sure that 5th is the answer for that. I will delete this and 4th is the answer for this. Are you understanding? If we have confusion among 2 headings, we'll mark 2 for now. But once one option is suitable for another option, we'll erase the other one.
Yes.
Clear? Now, B. On his day in his new post, he met Sarah Brown, not required. The niece of Chatter's housekeeper, not required. Before long, they wed. No information is required regarding wedding. And had a long and happy marriage. At Chatsworth, Paxton designed gardens, fountain, an arboretum, a collection of trees, and even rebuilt a village. His Emperor Fountain involved removing 76,000 cubic meters of earth from a hill above the garden in order to create a lake to fill the mountain. What is it all about?
Landscaping.
Major
Landscape.
variation in a big size area. Simple as that. Without wasting any time, I will eradicate this landscape one. Clear?
Yeah.
Guys, tell me truly, does B paragraph took more than 40 seconds?
No.
Now, in B itself, we saved at least 30-40 seconds, which is going to help me in another question. Now, let's proceed further. At Chastenworth, Paxton also constructed the Great Conservatory, okay, a massive glass structure supported by a cast iron framework at a time when glass house was very new. Okay, its purpose was to house plants. I have one heading related to plants, right? That is different requirements.
Imported.
My mind should be alert here. To house plants imported from around the world, right now there is a possibility that there are different requirements. Next, because some came from temperature climates and other came from tropical, I am 60 to 70% sure this is the only heading. Only there is a possibility he can say but, you never know, right? Then continue. The plant needed different temperature. Paxton's solution was to install 8 boilers to gradually increase the temperature from one end of the conservatory to the another. Sorry. His design for the roof maximized light and heat from the sun and drained rainwater away through the hollow cast iron columns. All the elements that made up the conservatory were prefabricated and could be produced in large quantities and assembled into building of various designs. There are certain headings related to design, but it is not focused on design. Again, completed in 1840, the conservatory was the largest glass building in the world. This. It was lit by 12,000 lamps for a visit. This. This whole passage is focused on plants from different temperature. Am I right or no?
Yeah.
Am I right or no? Any confusion in this?
No.
So shall we mark this out?
Yeah.
Which one is it?
8.
8. Now we have only 7 statements pending. Now my mind should be now. Let's take an example. Right now, you know that you have less time, and you have to go through D, E, F, G, H. I will always ask you to go through D, F, and G. These 3 passages are going to give you 3 marks rather than wasting your time on E and H because they are lengthy. But if by any chance there is other question type which states that in paragraph 5, then I will go for E because one paragraph is going to give me 2 scores. Are you guys understanding?
Yeah.
The thing which I taught you yesterday? Be smart.
Can you repeat the last statement?
Let's take an example. There is an MCQ which states in the paragraph 5, what is suggested about Paxton? Example, my 5th paragraph is para E. Now E only can give me 2 scores. And there is a possibility, there are certain true false, and there is a possibility one true false lies in E. Only he can give me 2 to 3 scores. I will not go for D. D is smaller. There are hardly 4 lines. But my 3, 3, 6, 3, 9 lines are going to give me 3 scores. Will I go for 4 lines for 1 score or will I go for 3 scores in 9 lines? Are you understanding the calculation? So keep these things in mind. Clear? Shall we continue? D. 10 years later, Paxton was responsible for Lily House at Chatsworth. Built for a water lily from the Amazon. He was struck by the strength of water lily's huge leaves, reaching to this in diameter, which he demonstrated by standing his daughter on one as it floated on water. He based the design of Lily House on these leaves. So that house is inspired from those lily leaves, which he demonstrated by asking his daughter to stand on it. Is this inspiration from nature or no?
Yes.
Simple as that. Where is this? Done?
4. Yes.
Can I erase these so that we have less confusion in any other option? So this is how we remove the clutter. Clear?
Yeah.
Now, section E.
This is a bit tricky, so.
Paxton is best remembered for the Crystal Palace. Okay, this is a new chapter because Crystal Palace wasn't discussed till this moment. Right? The building he designed for the Great Exhibition of 1851 in London Hyde Park. The committee responsible for the exhibition hall had examined 245 design. And what is this? All of them unsuitable. There was something related to suitability. There was something related to suitability. Right now, we don't know anything but only suitable or not suitable. Now, let's proceed further. Though one has been accepted as the least bad option and was well into its planning stage. So, one was the option that was not better, but least
Least bad.
least bad. Paxton happened to be in London to attend a business meeting. Now my option is Paxton travels abroad. But till this moment, Paxton is born in London only. In the first line, so as of now, he is not abroad. Because he was born in London only. Right? Now, attend a business meeting and mention an idea he had for the hall. So till this moment, what we understood is crystal form was to be constructed, right? People were pretty much focused in 1851. A lot of designs were rejected. One of the least bad was in their preview. Paxton was there and he suggested something, mentioned an idea. He hadn't intended to submit plans. He had no plans of submission of any this blueprint. Clear? But was encouraged to do so. But people motivated him. Right? Now, though it had to be done within the next 9 days, those blueprint has to be submitted in the next 9 days. Clear? He met this deadline. So he managed it in 9 days. Clear? He met this deadline, but some member of the committee objected to dropping the current proposal. So there was already one proposal which was bad. But still, people after Paxton submitted his proposals, people were reluctant. They were more inclined toward that plan, which was bad, least bad. Right? Then Paxton's response was to publish his idea in the Illustrated London News. So what he did, he published those blueprints in the newspaper. Clear? And the reaction was so favorable that committee substituted his design for the one previously chosen. Now, what all options do you think this have? First of all, why Paxton's proposed structure couldn't be built? Is there any discussion about the reason? No discussion. Paxton travels abroad. He is in London only. No chances for this. Support from employer. There is no discussion about employer. Right? Making the most of an unplanned opportunity. It is mentioned he did not had any plan to submit the blueprint. But people motivated him.
Yeah.
What he did in 9 days, he did his best and tried his level best. Still, people were reluctant, committee was reluctant to accept it. And then what he did, he submitted it in the newspaper. People favored it. So he never planned it, but he made the best out of it. If he didn't want to make best of it, why did he submitted it in the newspaper? He would have stayed mum. He did not left any stone unturned. Am I right or no? Now, next. Building that inspired other architects. There is no discussion. Why Paxton design was most suitable? As of now, most suitable is not discussed. As of now, most suitable is not discussed. Why? The reason behind that. Because there is no comparison of the design. Suitable, the reason behind suitability is it was cost effective, it was this or that. Guys, am I crystal clear? So can I mark this out? Seventh one. Clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Now let's remove the clutter. Next. F. The design was a development of the great conservatory. Okay. That design, which design? This crystal farm design. Was a development of great conservatory and lily house. What he said, he took advantage of those two which he already worked upon. Right? At this. A modular prefabricated structure of glass and cast iron. We already read it. That happened in a great conservatory. In lily house, it was only lily leaves advantage structure. It was 563 long. This. No, I don't need to read through this. Most importantly, unlike other proposal, it was cheap. Unlike other proposal, it was cheap. Now there is a comparison. Again, continue. Easy to erect and remove and could be constructed quickly. There are a lot of factors which are suitable for his design, which are inclined or promoting his design. Now continue. In fact, it took 2000 men only 8 months to build. Only 8 months means they believe 8 months is too less time. Only 8 specifies it is too less time. If they wouldn't have specified only, then there is a possibility they were expecting it in 5 months. Only specifies that it is below their expectation. Clear? Next. The great exhibition was an enormous success, and Paxton was one of the 3 men knighted for making that possible. Now, why Paxton couldn't be built? No discussion. In fact, they are building it. Paxton travel abroad? No discussion. Support from employer? No idea. In fact, the employers rejected it in the last para. Building that inspired other architects? Not a lot possible. What is the only solution? Most suitable. The reasons, those reasons are cheap, easy to erect and remove, could be constructed quickly. In fact, in 8 months by 2000 men. As are you understanding why? Clues are always there. You just need to pick them up. Clear? Now, let's proceed further. Guys, are you understanding the way I am teaching? Is it turning out to be beneficial? Chalo. Next para. Please, if in case my voice changes its tone, please ignore because I don't have good throat today. Right? Actually, वो होता ना सुरताली change हो रहे which कभी level तर्ज का उस तरफ तो कभी उस तरफ. चलो. Paxton remained as head gardener at Chatsworth. The Duke admired and supported him. Duke admired and supported him. I have a clue. Now, let's move further. And left him free to take on many other projects. So, he was given the admiration of working on other projects. Am I right or no?
Yes.
Beside the Crystal Palace, he designed several country houses and public parks and was a director of Midland Railway. I don't have any information related to this. His investment in the booming railway industry made him wealthy. In 1858, the Duke died and Paxton retired from Chatsworth. What is this all about? Now we have only these options. Couldn't be built, no idea. Travel, no idea. Support from employer, possibility. Building that is part of the. What is the right answer?
Support from the employer.
Support from the employer because he admired and supported him. There is a direct clue.
He got the support from the Duke.
Clear? Shall I raise this? Now, one of his most innovative designs. Now, in order to save time, I just need to go through 3 things. Because paragraph is lengthy, right? What I will do, couldn't be built, travel abroad, or building that is inspired other architects. Clear? Now I will focus on this thing. One of his most innovative design, although never implemented, couldn't be built. See, guys, Now my hard work is done. Now I need to do smart work. Paragraph is lengthy. I need to find the information, mark it, and move on. Why should I waste my time? See, these are 2 to 4 to 6 to 8 to 10 to 12 and 13 lines. Until and unless I believe there are a lot of questions in this paragraph, I will go through each line. Else I will save my time. Are you understanding now how students score 40 out of 40 by saving time? Let's take an example. This is the last para. There are supposed to be 13 or 14 questions in this para. Sorry, in total passage. In this whole passage. Still 5 questions I don't know the answers. I will go through each and every word of this para. Because these 13 lines are going to give me 5 numbers. But in case I have only one answer, that is only this one, 35th. I will immediately focus on these things. Whichever comes first, I will mark it and skip it. As are you understanding how I can save my energies? Clear? Now, one of his most innovative design, although never implemented, it was never built, was Great Victorian Way. Paxton presented his plan to a parliamentary committee in 1855. It was intended as a solution of severe congestion in the street of London. It was for a 16-kilometer loop around the center of city, constructed of iron and glass like the Crystal Palace and linking London's railway termini. Paxton pointed out that by load, it took longer to make an 8-kilometer journey across London than it took to travel by train, the 120 kilometers from London to Brixton. Paxton's design contained a glass roadway with houses or shops on each side. It was incorporated 2 levels of atmospheric railway track. So as of now, do I have any clue of building that inspired other architects? It was never built. How can it inspire other architects? It was never built. How can it inspire? Because building doesn't exist. How will the inspiration exist? Opposite to this. Now, Paxton travel abroad. He is working in London only.
Yes.
Now, what is the answer?
Why Paxton proposed the structure?
Now, did I save my energies by just going through 4 or 5 lines or no?
Yes.
I taught you elimination method. This would have been possible if this would have existed. But in the first line it said it was never executed. It is already gone. Why will I go through the whole lines? Did I save my energy or no?
Yes.
Another student, meanwhile, he's going through this whole passage 1 time or 2 times. In that time only, you will mark another 2 to 3 answers. How? By fetching the information and finding the right information that is required and eliminating another information. I am not teaching you guesses. I am giving you concrete answer here. Building can only inspire if building exists. If building is not existing, how can it inspire? Simple as that. Am I right or no? And there is no discussion about abroad because he is still working in his home country only. Both are opposite things. Because of that, I am eliminating it not by guesswork. Clear, guys? Clear? Shall we proceed further? Now, coming to true, false, not given. Now, I will teach you the keyword marking for true, false, not given. Guys, was this productive the way I taught you here?
Awesome.
Here, okay. First of all, you tell me what did I try to do while I was writing. First of all, I taught you how to mark the keywords. Then I taught you how to match the information and club the information. That 3 questions are related to Paxton, this is related to this is related to this. Right? Then third thing, while I was going through passages, I taught you how to eliminate unnecessary information. What should I do with 163 meter or this 100 square meter or what? I don't have any information. I don't need any information related to that. Right? Until and unless one of my fill-ups asks, how many square meter did he work upon? Until and unless that is required, I won't focus on these parameters. Why should I remember them? Clear? Then I taught you how to save time by eliminating which information is right and which information is wrong. Finally, how to save time by understanding that only one score is going to give me after I can get only one score after going through 13 lines, and how to negate it. Clear, Gagan? तो डाउट पे गलत सी नीचे बस ठीक. Now, first one. Now we will do it one by one. A pest control company, a pest control. Can you please repeat that? What is next?
Should
Company should
always be
always be
contacted
contacted. Wake up, Gagan.
if household pests are found.
If household pests
Are found.
are found. Now, what are the conditions in this? See, wait for a moment. When it comes to true, false, not given, it is always about conditions and variables. Am I right or no?
These are
And variables. True is when all conditions and variables meet. False is when anything is opposite. Not given if anything is missing. Am I right or wrong? Clear till this now? Now there will be one complicated question, and I still remember there was one when I said program को खुश हुआ. Let's try. Sorry. A pest control company should always be contacted if household pests are found. Now, in order to make this easy, we'll reverse the information, which means if you find household pest, what should be done?
contact company.
Pest control company should be always. This is the key. You can't ignore it at any cost. It is a condition, but a mandatory condition. Should says करना चाहिए, must से करना पड़ेगा, but should always say करना तो पड़ेगा ही. Should always is equivalent to must. Am I right or wrong? So whenever you see a pest, you have to contact the company. Clear? Now you guys tell me where is the location.
So first paragraph, first line. If you find evidence that your home is infected by pests such as ants, cockroaches, mice, rats, you may be able to take action yourself. But often you may wish to call pest control.
So it negates what? Should always, it says you can take action. You can do it yourself. That means you can ignore this condition. Now what should be the answer?
False.
Since it is opposite, it is false. Clear, guys?
Yes.
If it says you must call pest control company first of all, then it is true. If it says it depends on condition to condition, what is the answer?
Independent condition not given.
Not given. At times you can call, at times you shouldn't call. It depends on the condition. Guys, are you understanding the three variants of this statement only?
Yeah.
When it is not given, when it is false, and when it is true. Clear? Shall we proceed further? Next.
That is the next one.
Okay. It is best to choose a company that specializes in type of pest you have. Now, everything is dependent on one condition. What is that? Type of pest. It says type of pest is the key to what?
Behind selection of companies.
Selection of company is dependent on what? Type of pest. That means if it is A category pest, you should contact A company. It is B category this pest, you should contact B company, right?
Hmm.
It is best to choose a company that specializes in that. Now, where is this information? Next slide only, I guess. It is important to choose a company that will provide you with an efficient service. It will be good value for money.
Not given.
So it is not defining that company is specialist in that kind of pest. It is saying it should be cost efficient, cost and efficient service. That means your selection should be on the basis of two things: money and the time of their work. Clear? Efficiency. Clear? So there is no discussion about what? Specialization. So answer is not given. Clear? Any confusion?
100% I was right on this one, but I don't know why I crossed not given and put, but it is wrong anyway.
But start asking why. Whenever you start asking yourself why, things get easy. I'm really sorry, guys. Please ignore my sounds
कोई गल नहीं sir.
because I don't want to
नहीं नहीं sir.
waste your single moment.
नहीं नहीं sir.
That's okay, sir.
Third, pest must be removed as soon as possible after they have been discovered. Now, it is saying as soon as you discover, they have to be removed.
False.
Immediately. Am I right or no?
Yes.
Is this the condition for whole line or no? Now, even if the problem seems urgent, they are saying, even though you feel like it is very urgent, it's worth spending some time investing 2 or 3 companies in order to choose the best one. They are saying, don't hurry, relax, take care of your money, take care of your time, then finalize the company. Now, what should be the answer?
False.
It is saying it shouldn't be immediately. You should take time. So since it is opposite, answer is false. Guys, any confusion in this?
No.
Haji, any confusion?
Let me do it. Yes sir, clear.
Clear? 4. It is common for companies to guarantee work only when customers buy further inspection service.
True.
So guarantee is dependent on what? What is the condition?
The kind of service we have.
Guarantee on the basis of report. If you ask for
Further inspection.
further inspection services. Now, where is the location?
The location is.
So it's not given, so it's fourth paragraph, we can say it.
It is true, sir.
It is true.
It is true.
True.
And it is on the third paragraph starting from then.
If they have.
Find out whether company offers free estimate and whether the work is granted. Many companies, starts from here, many companies will only guarantee the work done on your property if you agree to pay for a regular inspection fees.
But it is mentioned there.
Yes, no, I'm sorry. No, I written true, but I thought next question.
Okay. So, question says, it is common for companies to guarantee work. They are saying people or company usually guarantee it when you buy what? Further inspection service. So, if you are going to buy further inspection service, it is a guarantee that they will do the best work. Clear? They will guarantee it. Now, find out whether company offers free estimate and whether the company work is granted. When I read granted, my mind should be active that there is something related to guarantee. Now, many companies will only guarantee the work done on your property if you agree to pay. And the question is, buy further. Pay what? for a regular inspection fee. So you should check this. So answer is true. Clear, Raj? Clear? Haji?
Yes, but you know, I'll say.
Meena clear?
Yeah.
Next. Fifth. Fifth, all pest control companies should be registered. All pest companies should be registered with the State Pesticide Regulatory Office.
Not given at all.
Is there any discussion about they should be registered?
No.
So answer is not given. Clear? Six, children can return to the area being treated once the pesticide has dried. So condition is, if the pesticide dries, children can come. Everything is dependent on which condition? Dryness, dried condition of that pesticide. Where is it?
Children should kept away from treated until the spray.
Which para?
Second last paragraph.
Second last para, that means
Central
in
line.
this passage, fourth para, once you have fixed a date, make sure that any necessary preparation such as clearing kitchen cupboard is done ahead of time. Pets should be kept out of the house if pesticide sprays are used. Children should be kept away from any treated area until spray has dried. So every condition matches, answer is true.
Vertical theory.
Yes.
Spray pesticide, phenomenal theory. See, Mr.
Seventh, repeated treatment of pesticide should be avoided unless absolutely necessary. They are saying until and unless you feel like that you can't cope up because of the first treatment, only then you should think of second treatment, right? So you may be offered a service contract in which your house will be regularly treated, but this should not be necessary if the initial treatment has been successful. It is not a good idea for chemical treatment to be used unless there is actual evidence of an infestation. So answer is true. Any confusion in these questions? Raj? Meenal? Haji Simraji? Now, a quick discussion about what we learned today. One by one. Gagan. What was the learning?
Focus.
Focus to
Focus is it's heavily required, sir, because when it comes to the heading, I did the mistakes. It should not be. It was the answer was clear.
The reason why I asked you why your headings aren't improved, let me be very frank. Raj, the first day when you attempted headings, do you remember how many headings were correct?
Maybe 2, sir.
And what about today?
7.
Out of 8, he improved up to level 7. Right? Now the point is you are doing better. You should have achieved 8. It is not about comparing
No.
you. It is about giving you healthy competition.
No.
It is about giving you healthy competition. I am not comparing you. You are different, he is different. But the point is our focus. The word which you utilize. We have to be hyper alert, guys. That is the only reason I am writing each and everything. I am discussing each and everything minutely. So that things are crystal clear in your mind. What else did you learn?
It will take time, sir, because if I compare with myself only, you know, like I'm improvising, but it take time to employ, you know. I'm doing, yes, sir, the amazing, most thing, what I improvise is, you know, just to take all, go through all the paragraphs and go through the headings, you know, the elimination thing.
Gagan, last time when did you take coaching from us?
2018.
2018. And when did you move to Australia?
19, first January.
January 19. Simraji, what did you learn from today's class?
So today's class, I learned, to understand what is the requirement of the question, and then to hunt for the right passage and hunt for the right answer. Secondly, it must be attentive reading, because I made those silly things again.
Focus.
And attentive focus must be there. And thirdly, to choose the right keywords and to match it with the sense of the sentence, not with the words.
Exactly. And like that, it happened with spray dried. Okay, Raj.
First thing is marking keywords, sir. And then
Tell me. Okay, my question to you, Raj. Since you told me, and from the first day itself, you were actually terrified of reading. Let me. I would love to utilize this word. I sensed it from your voice and your the way you were discussing about pretty much focus on reading. Are you terrified now? Truly.
no, sir. Because the only mistakes I was doing was when I got 7.5. I know those four were incorrect, and out there were only five matchings. So four of them were incorrect. So that was the major problem.
How did you improvise your this headings today? What happened?
Uh, Same thing I did, sir. Like once I did last week, I didn't get enough time. I used to follow the same method, but three, four used to be left out. But today, 30 minutes and true false not given, I spent 10 minutes, 20 minutes I spent on this.
Okay.
So
Let me
keywords marking,
Okay, keyword
and
marking
then
help you. Other than this,
yes, I mean meaning of the sentence. Somewhere misleading, right? But when you get the sense of the paragraph,
yes,
then it's
same
easy.
thing. At times it is a planned thing. They will give you a clue with a similar word, but in different context. But another sentence sense will make another sense. So once we understand that sense, see, let me give you an example. One thing is, I will kill you. And another thing is, if you don't do this reading, I will kill you. In the second thing, will I actually kill you? In the first thing, I can actually kill you. Kill is there in both sentences, but it
Yes.
varies. In the first one, it is like I'm a killer. In the second one, I'm a teacher. I'm not going to kill you, but that kill word varies on the basis of sense of sentence. Am I right or no? We usually ask children to do something, or I will shoot you. Will we actually shoot them? No. But if we actually know someone who is intruding or disturbing our family, and we get to know that he is harassing my family, we can go to any extent. Are you understanding the context? Word is same, but sense is different. Clear? Meenal, now I want to know from you. I taught something when last three headings were left. What did I teach? Dhyana suno.
Time saving, like how can we allocate, use elimination method and save time instead of reading whole paragraph, we can, quickly, just with the help of keywords, mark the right answer in less time.
In the last three sentences, imagine when it was paragraph H in the headings, three headings were left, all others were eliminated. I taught them that there are 13 lines. If you have only one answer left in 13-14 questions, don't go through whole passage. Let's take an example. In the H, one of his most innovative idea, although never implemented. So that means it was never implemented. The left options were, one was ninth, building that inspired other architects. How can a building which never existed can inspire anyone? It is gone. Another option was Paxton travels abroad. He is working in his home country only. There is no discussion about abroad. So the only option left was what was the option for this? Why Paxton's proposed structure couldn't be built? Because in the first line it was crystal clear. So what happened with that? We said our 12 lines from here. In the meantime, I'll be reading next passage 12 lines. Maybe there is a possibility if I'm acting smartly, or maybe a possible out of those 12 lines, for 3 lines or 5 lines time, I will mark all the keywords in the next passage. And there is a possibility I found 2 or 3 answers in that time only. What I did, I minimalized the time, fetched it, utilize the next passage and try to save my energy and time. Clear, guys? It is all about calculation of time and energies.
Hmm.
Clear? Any confusion in this whole reading as of now?